Hi, folks. I just want to welcome Gord Sears from Bids&Tenders and Joelle Sofanoff, and I just want to make sure that they're able to present. And let me just put on my screen sharing and also activate their cameras and whatnot. There we go.
Jaylene, can you see my screen?
I sure can. Yeah, thanks, Gord. So we have about 11 attendees. We had a really good turnout in registration, but just so that everyone's aware, we are recording this session and we'll put it on the website once we're done today so that you can refer back or share the link with some of your colleagues or other folks in the business so that they can take advantage of the information that's shared as well at a later date. So. And I'm just going to put something in the chat in case someone joins us after this point forward. But just to note that if you have questions during the presentation, you're welcome to put them in the chat box, and Gord will endeavor to answer throughout. I'll just moderate those questions on your behalf, or we can address them at the end, whatever works best. We have Dave Dominic here with us today as well with Public Works, and he's going to give a bit of an overview of projects for the 2022 season at the end of the presentation. So Gord, whenever you're ready, you're welcome to take it away.
Great. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality Bids and Tenders information session. And I want to thank Jaylene for hosting this. Joining me today is Joelle Sofanoff from Bids and Tenders, who's the project manager for Jaylene from Bids and Tenders. Just to give you an overview of Bids and Tenders, I'm the procurement consultant for Bids and Tenders, and Bids and Tenders is now been launched by over 425 public agencies across Canada, including some British Columbia municipalities such as Metro Vancouver, City of Richmond, City of Nanaimo, Langley, Prince George. So we're very pleased to have this Northern Rockies Regional Municipality joining us today as well as our newest Bids and Tenders client. The City of Burnaby will also be joining on as a Bids and Tenders client within the next few months as well. So without further ado, I'll go over and I'll stop sharing my video because my internet speed really goes down. But if there's any questions, just put it through the chat and we'll be glad to respond to it. So Jaylene, you can hear me okay? I just want to make sure.
Yep, you bet, Gord.
Okay. So Northern Rockies, as I've mentioned, is ready to start launching their Bids and Tenders portal. But first off, they're going to have we're encouraging all the suppliers now to register as a supplier on their Bids and Tenders portal and take part in a mock bid prior to them going live with the bidding platform. So I'm just going to take you through a few screens this morning and just do a quick overview. Now, this is the Northern Rockies Bids and Tenders portal. And right now it is blank, obviously, because they have not gone live. But a couple of things I just want to point out. Purchasing support. So if you have a question specific to the bid document or the drawings, etc., it's important that you contact the purchasing contact listed in the bid document. If it's a technical issue to deal with the platform or how to submit a bid, etc., you're going to be contacting Bids and Tenders staff or using one of our support tools. And I'll show you those support tools in a few minutes. But make sure that it's critical. Contact only the procurement staff regarding a purchasing question regarding the bid document. But if it's a technical issue, contact support at Bids and Tenders or use one of our support methods. So it's very simple to navigate the tool, and there's a different statuses. So you can see the different statuses of the bids, whether they're open, closed, awarded, canceled, etc. I'm just going to take you over to another municipality, City of Prince George, just to give you a bit more clarity on how the portal will look once it's activated. Now, with Bids and Tenders, you're going to have greater transparency and openness to the bid document package. So you're seeing exactly what the public would see. Now, all the opportunities you're seeing here are public bid opportunities. They are not invitational only bid opportunities where the municipality or the school district, whatever the agency is, has invited only certain bidders to bid on that project. So these are public bid opportunities open to everybody. But with the Bids and Tenders, you can go and see the bid details. You can view the bid documents. You can view any addendum. And sometimes the agency has the plan takers list that is turned on, it's visible. Some agencies may not have this visible. The other thing you could do is after reviewing the bid document package, you can also submit a question. Now, if I click on submit a question, this screen pops up and you can put in a question here and you can add another question if you wish. And this will go to the purchasing contact at the municipality to respond. Now, they may respond directly to you, or typically what they'll do is they'll respond via an addendum to all suppliers that have registered. So I'm just going to go over here and I'm just going to show you how you would create an account. Now, if this was, I'm just going to go in here and just show you how to create an account on the create account page. Now, it's their typical information that you're going to be asked for, your legal name, address, etc. You're also going to be asked whether you want to be, or if you're a certified diverse supplier. If you are, just click yes and do the drop down and select the category that you wish that you are a certified diverse supplier for and the organization. We are also asking if you want to be an emergency supplier to Northern Rockies as well. And this is optional. And there's no commitment on the municipality to utilize this list, but it's just a supplement to their emergency plan. So in the event that there is a municipal emergency, they may utilize this database to contact you as well. So basically, if you say yes, additional information will be requested from you for your after hours information. Now, the next section that you have to complete on your supplier registration page is selecting the categories. These are categories that you would like to receive bid notification of. So when a municipality, for example, creates a bid with granular materials and you've selected granular materials, you'll receive an automatic bid notification from the platform saying Northern Rockies Regional Municipality has issued a bid matching your commodity. And so that'll appear on your vendor dashboard as well, which I'll show you in a few minutes. The next thing you're going to be asked for is to identify the agencies that you'd like to receive notifications from, these automatic notifications. So you can just select Northern Rockies Regional Municipality, or you could select any or all of all bids and tenders agencies across Canada. The next thing is the contacts. Now, with bids and tenders, you can add up to 10 additional contacts, and we encourage you to list additional contacts as much as possible. The reason for that is that whenever you as the supplier register for a bid, submit a bid, all your contacts are going to be notified that you've submitted a bid on your agency, or that there's been an addendum issued on your agency, etc. And sometimes those notifications can get missed by the person at your organization that submitted the bid. So it's very important to have as many contacts to ensure that you receive all the timely notifications and don't miss something as well. So that's on the create account page. And so it's very simple to do so. The other thing is on the, I'm just going to go back to another page here and just show you this. So if I go back to the Northern Rockies bids and tenders page. So if I go there, and there's that create account page, but if you click on find more bids, what you'll do is you'll be directed to our main page of bids and tenders. And if you just click on suppliers and see more bid opportunities, you're going to be presented with a screen that shows all bids and tenders clients, that all their public bid opportunities. And you can search by the different statuses. You can enter the keywords as well. But this just shows you all the public bids across Canada that are available. So you can click in there and view the bid document package, just like you did on the Northern Rockies Regional Municipality. So that is just a way of increasing your ability to respond to other bids at other bids and tenders clients. So the next thing is support. And I just want to show you some of the support options that are available. So you can request support online, you can email us or call our support staff, or you can access the support portal for suppliers. And our support portal has a lot of really easy to follow manuals and videos guides on how to submit a bid, how to respond to an invitational only bid, etc. So a really nice area to become acquainted with. Now, when you create a free bids and tenders account and to sign up to get those free notifications, you're also going to be able to receive a free bids and tenders vendor dashboard. Now, this vendor dashboard, you're able to manage your account, and that's where you can change your contacts, the list of 10 contacts that you've added. You can also change passwords as well. Now, in this area, this is where you're going to see invitation bids that have been sent to your agent, your supplier, specifically from a bids and tenders client. So the customer area is blank here, but it would show the name of the municipality, such as Northern Rockies Regional Municipality, Metro Vancouver, etc. So the name of the municipality will show up there, and you can view the bid documents, you can register for this bid, or you can submit a notice of no bid. And if you did submit a notice of no bid, it would go to the procurement person and it would show the reasons why you're not submitting a bid. The other bids here are my active bids. So these are bids I'm actively working on. I've already registered for these bids off the bids and tenders agency portal. And so for time's sake, I'm going to go in here just to show you a bid that I've already started. Now, here is a bid that I've already submitted, and this is closing December 31st, 2022, and it's in an open status. I can still view the bid documents. The important thing is that you can edit and withdraw your submission as many times as you'd like to, up until the closing time and date of Saturday, December 31st, 2022, 12 p.m. And again, the agency's name would appear here, who's issued that bid that you're working on. But if you scroll down, you'll also see a complete history of all your bid submissions to all Bids and Tenders agency. And again, the customer will show the name of the agency that you issued the bid to. It'll show you can still view the bid documents of that bid package, even after it closed. You can see the status of the bids, whether they've been awarded or they're still in a closed area. You can also view your submission. You can also view the results of that bid opportunity as well. So if I go up here, and I'm going to go into this withdrawn bid, just in the sake. Sorry.
Can I interrupt you just for a sec before you go into that next step? I have a question here that the Peter Smith he'd rather ask you verbally, because I think he's having a hard time on his cell phone to type it into the chat. Do you mind just pausing to take a question?
No, no worries.
Okay, just one sec here and I will give him the chance.
Hi, Peter.
You should be live there, Peter.
Peter's on mute still. Hi, Peter.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi, Peter.
Good to go. All right. Thanks. Hey, Gord. So thanks for taking the question. Little complicated. So
Jaylene, I'm having real difficulty hearing.
The chat. So just quickly, in some of the early screens you showed when we're setting up our account, we select, aggregates or, whatever, the different categories we're interested in. Is that intuitive? Let's say, my question is, let's say I'm interested in hydro. Is that any better?
Yes, that's a lot better. Thank you, Peter.
Is that better, Gord?
Yeah, that's great. No, I'm still following your question, so no, we're good, Peter. Yeah, so your question's on the commodities?
Hello?
Yeah, so
okay, Peter. Cool. Sorry, thanks. So my question was, okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm in my truck. Yeah, it's on the, so go ahead, Gord, sorry.
Yeah, so your question is on the commodities, is it intuitive? And yes, so whatever agencies you selected to receive automatic bid notifications for public bids, if you selected granular, for example, and say Northern Rockies Regional Municipality issued a public bid for granular materials, or say you registered also for the city of Richmond and you wanted to receive bid notifications from them, and they also issued a public bid for granular, your company would automatically receive those notifications if you asked to receive notifications from those different municipalities. Okay.
Okay, great. So let's say I'm interested in hydro seeding, but the hydro seeding is part of a larger tender. Let's say it's an aggregate tender, but the hydro seeding is part of the work.
Right.
But hydro seeding isn't in the title of the work. Is it intuitive to that degree, or it knows in behind?
You can do a keyword search sometimes on the public portal for those type of bids. So that's why I wanted to show you the main bid page. And so you can do a keyword search on either the agency Bids and Tenders portal or the main Bids and Tenders portal for those bid opportunities. And for example, it might be a larger construction project that might have hydro seeding in it, for example. So it may find that. It depends how they set up the bid, but
right.
Okay.
Very good. That's great. Thank you.
Okay. Are we good? Any other questions, Jaylene, before I go on?
Nope, that's all I had so far, Gord. Thank you for that.
Okay. So for the sake of time, I'm going to go into a bid that I've already started, and I'm just going to go into review my withdrawn bid. I might have to register here again. Yeah. Sorry, it's just timed out. So if I go into my review withdrawn bid, you're typically, the first screen you see is typically an instructions page. And this is set up by the agency. And you can see different, it's going to be different for every agency that you see. But if you scroll down and you just click on continue with submission. Now, this is the typical screen that you're going to be given. Now, the number of steps will be different for every type of bid, depending on the complexity. Some bids may only have 4 steps, okay? Now, I'm just gonna show you the intuitiveness of the platform. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna delete a couple of prices here and just show you that how our platform can assist suppliers to make sure your bid submissions are going to be compliant and not rejected by the public agency. So if I go into this bid now, I can see that step 1 has a red exclamation mark. That means my bid is missing something that's a mandatory requirement from the municipality. Specific step 2 has a green check mark, meaning that step is completed. Step 3 has a green check mark, that's completed. Documents and bonding, that's completed as well. And again, step 5 has a red exclamation mark. I can go in and preview my bid right now, but if I try to submit my bid right now, I cannot submit my bid because it has errors on it. And this is our bid compliancy checker to make sure that suppliers don't miss something. And we want to make sure that the bids you're submitting are compliant. So you're not having to deal with rejected bids and things like that. So if you just click on fix it, it'll take you back to that area. So if I scroll down, I can see that on this bid, I have 6 pricing tables. These 5 of the 6 are correct, are already completed, but the first one is incomplete. And if I scroll down, I'll see that I'm missing that unit price. The red asterisk here indicates that this is a mandatory column. So if I enter my price, and you never have to worry about math calculations, our platform will automatically do it. And it's always 100% mathematically correct. If I click on save my bid now, and I scroll up, I'll see I now have green check marks right across for all my pricing tables. And now step 1 is totally completed. In addition, on the screen, you'll also see a countdown clock regarding the number of days, hours, and minutes to the bid closing time and date. So we really encourage bidders to try to submit as early as possible, because if you leave it to the last minute, it depends on your internet speed. And sometimes internet speed can be very slow depending where you are. So we encourage suppliers to submit well in advance to make sure that they can submit on time. And like I showed you before, there's no harm in submitting early, and you can always review and withdraw your bid as many times as you'd like up until the time of date closing. So I'm just going to take you through a few of these steps and just show you how some different bids may be set up that you're going to be presented with. But more than likely, you're going to be presented with pricing pages similar to this to complete. If I go over to specifications, and this could be entitled scope of work, questionnaire, etc. If I go down here, this has 3 questionnaire forms, and some of them may be a drop-down type of form. And again, you can see there's a red asterisk, meaning that's a mandatory requirement, and comments are mandatory. So I just want to make sure I put the comments in. And that's all it is to complete. You're gonna might see another type of form where it might be exceeds, meets, does not meet. It might be yes, no, true, false. Or it could be an open-ended type of question where there's the question and you can put your response there. Now, if I go to references and subcontractors, again, depending on the agency, this is the way some of the forms might be set up. You might be able to upload your references, or alternatively, the agency may have an online reference form that you complete. Here, specifically on construction projects, you may, if you're a contractor, you'll probably be presented with this type of screen for subcontractors, where you either have to click that I'm not submitting subs, or you have to enter the name of the subs. Now, this form is just one of the forms that might be set up. There's different variations of this depending on the agency. The next thing is documents and bonding. Again, the red asterisks here indicate that this is a mandatory uploaded envelope. So in this case, they've asked for a Gantt chart and they've asked for a resume. So I've already, these hyperlinks mean I've already uploaded the documents. There is no red asterisk here because this is an additional document upload. It's optional, and I can upload additional information if I wished, but the agency said it stated it was optional. Now, if I scroll down, if this was a construction bid, I might be asked to submit bonding. And depending on the agency, you'll be either asked to submit a digital bond. Most of the agencies now are asking for only digital bonds. So our system will detect if that agency only asks for digital bonds in the bid document package, our system can detect whether you've submitted a true digital bond or a scanned PDF, which would be rejected by the agency. So here I've got no error. So this is a true digital bond. But if I remove this, and I'd be prompted with, are you sure you want to delete this? And if I try to upload just another PDF type of document, it'll give me an on-screen message that this is not a true digital bond. Check my document and upload the true digital bond. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for my true digital bond. There's my digital bond. And I'm going to upload that now. So depending on the agency, they'll more than likely ask for only digital bonds, but make sure you check the bid document package. But a lot of the insurance providers are used to providing digital bonds now for construction projects. So I've got green check marks for step 1 to step 4. Now, if I go over to step 5, addendums, terms and conditions, and I've got an error message here. Now, this is typically the signing page that in a hard copy bid. And you may see different terms and conditions here from the agency. You might see a hyperlink to a policy that you must read and understand. This one is a supplier performance policy. You need to click that you agree with the terms and conditions. You enter your name and your title and legal company name. The other thing is you're going to be asked for if there's any potential or actual conflict of interest that could arise from bidding on this project. If you clicked yes, you would enter the potential or actual conflict. In this case, I just said my daughter works in the mayor's office. If I click no, that text box would not open. But in this case, I said yes. If I scroll down now, you'll see all the list of addendums that have been issued for this project. And the platform would have already issued electronically by email to all your contacts these addendums previously. But you can download any of those addendums right here as well if you wish to still see them. So I've got a red asterisk here, meaning incomplete, and that's because I didn't acknowledge this addendum. So if I save my bid now and go up, I now have green check marks, step 1 to step 5. If I'd like to preview my bid, I can. And if I scroll down, this is my complete bid package in a nice, neat fashion. And all the attachments that I've uploaded are going to be provided to the public agency in a hyperlink as well, including the digital bond. So now I can go over and submit my bid. Now, remember previously when I tried to submit my bid, I couldn't do so because of those mandatory bid errors, I'm sorry. But here I'm getting a soft warning that I'm just submitting before the deadline for questions has passed. And if you wish to proceed, please continue, please proceed. So if I'm going to submit my bid, and there's going to be a double confirmatory message, and this is a legal requirement to show your intent to submit this bid. And you have to click yes. And depending on your internet speed, you're going to get a visual message confirming your submission. If you don't get that message, just check with the agency as soon as possible, just to make sure that they've received your bid. And there's my on-screen message now. Now I can download a copy of my submission here if I wish, and I'd see that same as the preview. Or I can go back to my bids, my vendor dashboard. If I do, I can go over here now. And if I scroll down, I can now see there is the bid I just submitted at 12:36 p.m. And again, the closing date is Friday, March 31st, 2023. And I can edit and withdraw my submission as many times as I'd like to, up to this closing time and date. But as I mentioned, please submit early, and because it depends on your internet speed. And we just want to ensure that you get your bids in on time. Jaylene, that's all I have at this time. Is there any additional questions?
Don't see any. I just had a follow-up question on the chat about whether the NRRM selects the same categories as a vendor would register for or would select in their profile. And so I just responded that yes, we would. So when we're creating the bid package, it'd be part of our procedure that we'd select the categories that are relevant to the opportunity, so that any vendors who have identified that they have that capacity would be notified of those opportunities, even if say the service is part of a larger project, for example. But that was all we had for questions. I don't see any hands up or other questions coming in the chat. So what I could do is turn it over to David. So
yeah, and I'll stay on in case there's questions later on, Jaylene, as well.
That's fantastic. Perfect. Thank you so much, Gord.
Okay.
So David's our Public Works Administration Manager. He's just going to give a brief overview of our 2022 capital projects, and just promoting him so that he can share his screen and do the talking for a little bit. Well, there's Muncher Lake, but that's David. There he is.
Morning, everyone. So I just wanted to do a brief overview here of what we have lined up on our public works side for the major capital projects. I'm just going to share my screen here. So for 2022, the major projects that we have are the 52nd Ave East cul-de-sac and 40th Street sewer rehab. That's a major project to replace the existing sanitary grade issues in this area. 44th Street. So rehabilitation is along the same lines. And that's a rehab of the bulk of the sanitary system for 44th Street. 2022 road works this year includes about 3 years worth of works and includes areas such as Poplar Avenue and Aspen Crescent, 51st Avenue East, sections of 50th Avenue North, 49th Street, 51st Street, 52nd Street, and some small patches as well for asphalt throughout the community. This concrete sidewalk renewal for this year includes areas of Poplar Avenue and Aspen Crescent in conjunction with the roadworks for this year, as well as 50th Avenue North from 46th Street to Airport Drive, and also some small areas included in with that as well. Surface drainage improvements for this year. Annual program again, but this year it's targeting areas with the 2022 roadworks program, and that includes things like regrading, cleaning of ditches, culvert replacements where needed. So, and also areas in conjunction with the 2022 roadworks, such as Dump Road, Cordova Way, sections of Cordova Way, and vegetation control in all these areas as well. And the downtown core stone paver sidewalk replacement for this year. It's a new project, and that it includes several areas in the community. And this year we're going to be focusing on replacing the stone pavers to concrete sidewalk panels on areas between Airport Drive and CIBC for this year on 50th Ave North. And Nanda Bridge includes maintenance work this year, which would include riprap and landscaping around the bridge, as well as replacement of 3 culverts along the access road. And this is also subject to regulatory approval, of course. So, so those are major projects that we have lined up for this year. And I don't know if anyone has any questions on them.
Don't see any hands up there, Dave, and nothing's come in the chat, but I just did want to let everyone know that in addition to the public works capital projects, obviously there are others across other departments in the municipality. Tomorrow at noon is our first budget meeting, so there will be a review of the 2022 budget, and there's also all of the capital projects and detail with each included in that package. So that will be streamed online, as well as the packages available through our website on the Civic Web portal. It's our intention to go live February 14th with bids and tenders. And so at least the first project here on David's list will be one of the first projects going live through bids and tenders, where we'll be accepting online submissions only. And there will be a couple other projects shortly thereafter, one being a request for proposals for a downtown revitalization plan. We received some funding through Northern Development last year, so we're looking at proceeding with that this year. And also an expression of interest for animal control and pound services. So not capital works related, but this is an organization-wide implementation. So any and all projects that the NRRM will be putting out for procurement will be going through bids and tenders. The other thing for anyone that's in attendance is an invitation to take part in a mock bid. So we wanted to give you an opportunity to practice before the rubber hits the road, as they say. So we'll be looking for widgets in a mock bid that will open up tomorrow and give a week for people to create submissions and bid on, so that you can try it out. And if you have any stumbling blocks, the support that Gord highlighted at the beginning of the presentation is there. You're welcome to lean on Bev at the chamber or myself for this mock bid. And the support information for bids and tenders is also on the invitation that you received, as well as on our website, and also on the registration screen for bids and tenders. So it closes, I think we'll set it up to close next Thursday. And so that gives you some time to go in there and play around. You can submit, withdraw, just try out all the functions so that you have some familiarity within the system before we start posting public bids in the coming weeks. The other thing is that Bev and the Chamber of Commerce have agreed to support local businesses through the rollout of this. So similarly, if you're having problems with your computer at home, they have public terminals at the Chamber office, and she's happy to give anyone a hand navigating the system, setting up an account, things like that. If you want a familiar face to give you that assistance. Of course, the Northern Rockies is a bit limited because we can't be involved in the preparation of bids, obviously, being the vendor or being the owner of the projects. So I think that's all we really have for today. Unless there's questions, you're welcome to email me any questions that you may think of after the fact. And we'll be posting some FAQs as well as the recording of this training or the session after we're done. So I appreciate you all taking the time to sit and watch, and hopefully you've gone in and created your accounts now or in the near future. So look forward to hearing from you. Look forward to seeing your bids in the coming weeks through Bids&Tenders. And that's all I have. Is there anything else that you have kind of in conclusion, Dave, Gord, Joelle?
Not from my end, no. Just kind of want to get an overview of what we had lined up for this season.
Okay, perfect.
Jaylee, I just want to let the suppliers know that they'll really enjoy using Bids&Tenders, and I hope that they'll find the platform very easy. But if in doubt, please refer to our online guides and videos, or reach out to our support personnel well in advance of any bid closing if they have any technical issues, especially during their first few bids as well if they have any issues. But I hope they enjoy using the platform. Thanks, Jilly. Perfect,
thanks, Gord. The other thing I should mention, sorry, is that in terms of BC Bid, so some of you will be subscribed to BC Bid, some of you have bid through BC Bid. We will continue to list opportunities on BC Bid, but we won't be accepting bids through BC Bid. So we'll list opportunities just to ensure that anyone subscribed there receives the notification, but all opportunities listed will direct vendors back to Bids&Tenders to submit their actual bid. So just a note that we're consolidating all methods of submission to Bids&Tenders alone. And on that note, I will happily give you back, what is it, an hour and 12 minutes of your day, just in time for lunch. So thank you so much for everyone's participation and following along. And again, reach out if you have any questions before we go live. Have a great one. Take care.